What is good, YouTube and friends? You are here chilling with real Satoshi Aoki. On today's episode, we are going to be taking a bit of a longer episode today. We are going to be dissecting the Crypto.com AMA with Kris Marszalek, okay? So it's the recent one that has just happened this week, all right? I understand that it did happen last week, but I have been a little bit busy, so apologies for being a bit delayed in basically coming and doing the review on this AMA. But the real purpose of me making this video is to essentially dissect this 1 hour AMA and just basically take out the important bullet points, or the points that I think are most important for you out there. If you are an investor with Crypto.com, if you are just passionate about Crypto.com, if you're annoyed with Crypto.com, if you are thinking about getting a ruby red card, a jade green card or above, all right, if you are affiliated in any way whatsoever with Crypto.com, then this is definitely some information that is going to be really important for you to know that I'm going to be bringing to you in this video in a simplified version. So I'm going to try and keep this video to around 30-40 minutes long, okay? But I do suggest if you are thinking about getting involved in the Crypto.com ecosystem in any capacity, then I do highly suggest you watch this video all the way to the end. Before I do go on with the rest of the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to anybody who was holding BTC this whole time since 2017 or even before. If you did, you are more than likely in a profit now unless you sold. So that is why I'm drinking the Elvis juice today, and I will be for the rest of this week, even though I'm not typically a big drinker. So cheers to all you BTC holders out there. And if you are new to the channel, what is going on? My name is Satoshi, and if you're new here, please, if you do find some value in today's video, please consider just taking a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave some comments in the comment section below. Anything at all, really. Any questions about Crypto.com? I am a really passionate user of the Crypto.com services and just a really passionate... I'm just also really passionate about cryptocurrency in general, and particularly about the crypto debit card space. It just really does fascinate me, along with all the politics that do surround that. And if you do decide to sign up for Crypto.com after watching this video, there will be an affiliate link in the description of this video right at the top. If you do use that link, you will be supporting the channel. You will get $25 worth free of CRO, and so will I, and it will go towards supporting this channel. Just one more quick thing as well, ladies and gentlemen, before I do get a start with the AMA review, I just want to say I am running my Christmas giveaway. I'm going to be giving away $250 worth of cryptocurrency in the form of BTC, of course, to one lucky winner. Now, to enter this competition, all you need to do is guess what is my favorite cryptocurrency. The hint to this is that the cryptocurrency is located somewhere in my channel, okay? What is my favorite cryptocurrency? 1, and 2, what is my favorite traditional stock? If you can guess Karina's traditional stock and Karina's cryptocurrency as well, that will give you added weight to increase your chances of winning the competition. And you also need to like this video, you need to comment on the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me a follow over there on Twitter, and retweet the tweet that I do make about this video. Now, of course, if you do give the right answer and say you're not signed up for Twitter, for example, you still have a chance to win the competition, but to give yourself the greatest chance of winning that free BTC, make sure you do all the things that I did mention. Okay, let's get into this AMA.
Everyone, thanks for joining Crypto.com's 2020 year-end live video AMA today. My name is Maggie. I'm the head of marketing at Crypto.com, and I'll be hosting for Kris today. We have a very packed rundown, and before we bring in Kris, I just want to give a high-level overview. We're gonna take a quick look of what we have accomplished this year and what we're eyeing on for 2021. We have asked all of you to submit your questions and selected a handful of them. We have also listened to your feedback from the last AMA. So today we are accepting questions live. So post your questions on the live chat box on the YouTube stream. Our community managers will try to pack as many as possible within this 1 hour window. For the questions that have been selected, you will win a $50 worth of CRO, which we would distribute directly to your Crypto.com app account. So without further ado, let's get started. So hey, Kris, before we start, I know that you have some comment on the token price. So what do you want to say?
Guys, I think everybody's been seeing what the Bitcoin did in the last 24, 48 hours. So this is just such an exciting moment for the whole industry. I would say it's a watershed moment. You've seen Bitcoin just blast through the all-time high so confidently, and you've got pretty much every day new institutional investors declaring their love for Bitcoin, and we've just seen Ruffer clarifying that they allocated $750 million, 2.5% of their AUM. That's just one fund. I think the game has changed. I think it's incredibly gratifying for everyone who has hodled and accumulated Bitcoin over the last few years through ups and downs, because as you know, no single cryptocurrency always goes up and to the right only. It's a volatile industry. But for people who believed, who had the conviction to hold, not to sell, to accumulate as much as they possibly could, I think this is an incredibly gratifying moment. And frankly, it feels like the proper kickoff of the bull run. This feels like day one. So I'm just incredibly excited.
So I think this is sort of set for the perfect timing for us to wrap up the year as well. And we have hit a lot of milestones in 2020. Kudos to every colleague at Crypto.com's hard work throughout the year, and also the support of our users and our community members. Kris, if you have to handpick the highlight of our milestones, what would your pick be?
Yeah, I think it's been now to the date 3 years since the last Bitcoin all-time high, and since then we've been building every single week. We've been releasing things every single month. So tremendous progress has been made. And again, I come back to this strength of conviction. You build, you invest into the infrastructure so that when the time is right, you can grow very rapidly. And that's what we've seen this year. We've grown our user base more than 5 times. We've exceeded the 5 million user milestone 2 months ago, and we're still signing up users very aggressively. Our team size grew from about 3 times, from 250 in January to about 780 as of today.
So what I do want to quickly mention is he just said that the team size has grown from 250 to 700 or so. Now, look, a really good positive for Crypto.com. Their customer service, I believe, throughout the progression of the year has really improved and stood up a lot. And I think, that is essentially the cornerstone of any successful business. I mean, look at Amazon, for example, all right? They are known for their good customer service. And I think that's something that, Crypto.com, it did take them a little bit of time, but in general, their customer service and response times have just improved tremendously, which I'm really, really pleased about.
So there's massive growth on that front. And then if you look at the other key accomplishments, I think securing the first 3 licenses, we've got 2 in principle approvals in Malta for an e-money institution license and the VFA license for digital asset custody and trading, plus the FSL license in Australia. Those are the first 3 that we secured. And on top of this, we've got 2 ISO certificates and an NIST certification at level 4. So this only demonstrates that our investment in becoming a regulated entity that keeps your assets safe and your data secure is paying off, and we can see the first successes on this front. It's very, very important strategically. Then, of course, we continued with the global rollout of our card programs. We've launched in the UK, we've launched across the European Union, and just this week, our first customers in Canada began receiving their cards. So that one is a little bit ahead of schedule. We initially thought we're going to only be able to deliver in January, but the cards are arriving before Christmas. So wonderful news for our users and fans in Canada. Crypto.com is now the largest crypto debit card program in the world by far, and we are only going to accelerate it after joining the Visa Fast Track program.
Okay, folks, so I do speak a lot about that particular point a lot in my videos, and I think that's something where, a lot of you out there tend to focus a lot. It's really easy to focus a lot on just what the negatives are of the company and what the negatives are of the company, and just spend a lot of your time focusing on that. But you need to remember they've got room. They've got room to at least for the next few years to make a few mistakes, because they don't really have any strong competitors in this space. As he said, they are definitely one of the biggest they are the biggest crypto debit card company in the space. Okay, so that does add quite a bit of significant weight there.
I would also like to highlight that we've managed to reach decent initial traction on our exchange. We've rebuilt it over the year on a completely new tech stack. You could see yesterday a lot of action in the market. Our app was, didn't go down. Our exchange was fully functional. So it's a highly scalable platform right now, and initial signs of traction on the spot market.
Really good point, actually. That's not something I thought of. I mean, let's be honest. How many times has Coinbase gone down when there is heavy increase or price appreciation of BTC and other digital assets? Crypto.com, they've been fairly good. I believe every time that their system has been down, they've communicated it before. There might have been one time, I think, maybe that it did go down, but in comparison to something like a platform like Coinbase, it's definitely winning on that front. And I think for the average investor entering the space in 2021, that's something to really bear in mind.
$200 million a day without margin trading launch. I think this is a pretty solid result, and we think next year it's going to scale further. And of course, the last thing I would like to highlight is our investment into DeFi. We've launched DeFi Swap, DeFi Wallet, and just this week, DeFi Earn. We will continue to experiment and improve our products in this space. So a lot of milestones, high growth, great user numbers, great growth in user engagement, and just an expanding product portfolio. We're just executing.
We have not announced that yet. So Kris just made the announcement. And again,
we didn't.
The URL again is chain.crypto.com/crossfire/registration. We're gonna post it on Twitter. We're gonna post it on the blog, and so you guys can check it out. I think a larger question, a lot of people may be really curious and interested in learning a little bit more, is what we can expect after this sort of like last round of stress testing, and after we roll out the mainnet, what we can expect to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the pivotal moment in our company's history. So going live with the mainnet is always a big event for any coin, any cryptocurrency that you would look at. But for us, it allows us to do completely new things. And for example, our mainnet is going to allow us to play both in payment space and in DeFi space. So we will work super hard on building an entire ecosystem around it of other developers who can build on top of our chain. And of course, having one of the largest ecosystems in the industry with over 5 million users provides a great incentive for new projects coming to the market to build on top of our infrastructure. And we will dedicate next year to completely decentralizing the chain. So I think it's just fantastic news for the coin, and in line with the industry trends, and in line with our roadmap. And this will just open a completely new set of opportunities for us to add utility to the coin, and we won't be the only group that is building on top of chain. We won't be the only company that drives the utility of the coin. Other startups will be able to work alongside us to build this ecosystem. In fact, what you will soon see is that there's going to be, like if you guys recall what Ethereum did, there's the consensus played a role of like a blockchain incubator that built and bootstrap and built and scaled a lot of the core infrastructure that allowed everybody to build on Ethereum. We have something like this in the pipeline, and we'll make announcements on this soon.
So I guess that sort of ties to then what is something that's going to happen in 2021 alongside with the mainnet launch, alongside with the launch of the incubator.
So just to touch on the mainnet, look, I did make a video about this. I will leave that one just up here if you do want to check out some info on the release of the mainnet. I think testnet is live at the moment, but yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, what do you think about that? I mean, like, I'm not sure how I feel about investing a little bit more money in CRO, but I think, you know, there is going to be some people that would want to get involved in the launch of this mainnet and potentially consider becoming validators for CRO on the CRO mainnet.
Next question. So after the boom of DeFi, NFT has been a hot topic. Is Crypto.com thinking to get into the NFT market, which seems to be the big trend for 2021?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. We are currently working on something super secret in this space, so stay tuned. We also have a few partnerships again, you know, a lot of cool projects from this space come to us because we have the reach, and so we can offer great distribution opportunities. So there will be partnerships, but we also build something interesting in this space. Please stay tuned.
Okay. The next question, which you sort of already covered, which is the impact and what we can expect after the launch of the mainnet. So I'm going to just jump to the second half of the question, which is when a business accepting.
Really just summarize what an NFT is. It's a non-fungible token. It's a token that isn't like interchangeable with another token because it's a token that represents something like a piece of artwork that has a value which is subjective to the person that is valuing that piece of artwork. Okay, so you might look at a particular piece of artwork and value that artwork at, you know, 10 million US dollars. The other person might value it at 1,000 US dollars. Okay, so it's not an objective value. Whereas if we take Bitcoin, for example, we look at one Bitcoin is 20,000, say. It doesn't matter who's looking at that one Bitcoin. The fact is, one Bitcoin is worth 20,000. It's not a subjective opinion that you can have on that. It's an objective fact. Okay, but artwork is an example, you know, of something like that. And NFTs, non-fungible token, is a token that represents that value. Basically, it's not interchangeable with another NFT. It's very specific to that particular thing that it's representing, artwork in this example. So be excited to see what they've got on the horizon for the NFT space. Yeah, I'm still learning a lot about it myself too, to be honest. So yeah, exciting.
CRO payment.
Say it again.
When a business is going to start accepting CRO payment?
Oh, we've got a couple hundred merchants signing up every week to accept payments using Crypto.com Pay today, right? So it's already working. It's just going through centralized infrastructure today. So the moment we go live with mainnet, we'll just migrate this on-chain so that everybody can see the transactions going through, and, you know, it will generate a lot of activity and also hopefully some demand for CR2.
Again, this talk about the mainnet, it's not something that's probably going to really phase the average user of Crypto.com, but what it says to me is it says that they're really doing a lot in the bones and the muscles of this company. You know, they're really, you know, continuously building and setting a strong foundation for all of you out there to kind of think, oh, you know, keep saying Crypto.com's it's an exit scam, or they're scam, or it's a Ponzi scheme. It's, you know, when obviously there's no certainties in this life, but when you see a company developing their own blockchain, they're launching their own mainnet, they're taking their time, doing the foundational work properly, you know, it really just gives me, you know, a lot more security in that company, okay? And I really don't, whilst they're not perfect, I certainly don't think that they're an exit scam, all right? I just don't.
All right. The next one, do you have a plan for pegged tokens for DeFi issued on the Crypto.com chain?
Yeah, so you know, issuing, creating assets on the on this happens, right? But it was quite surprising how strong it went and how quickly. And I really think it's just day one, because if you look at the institutional side, people right now are not people that run large funds right now, they are worrying about locking in their fantastic 2020 results so that they can get paid. But what are they going to do first week of January? I mean, they're just going to back up the truck and load up on Bitcoin. So I think the next year is going to be the actual bull market, where you've got a massive frenzy and massive media coverage. I mean, this fourth quarter BTC run was barely covered by media comparing to what happened in 2017, right? So that is still not here yet, but we will see it next year.
Then how about Ethereum? We have seen a lot of institutional demand for ETH 2.0. Are you agreeing, or are you seeing the same demand on the retail side? And any plans for us to allow the staking of ETH 2.0 on our app anytime soon?
Yeah, I think everybody announced it, nobody delivered anything yet, right? So we try to focus on stuff that you can use in the product, right? So we will work on it and we will make it available as soon as practical. I'm super bullish on Ethereum. I think that the use case of programmable money, the money Legos, I think this is so powerful. The network is sufficiently decentralized today. There's a lot of assets on it, so I'm super bullish on Ethereum. And after the BTC run slows down, who's the next one in the queue, right? So I'm super bullish on Ethereum. I've always been.
I couldn't agree with Kris Marszalek more on this. I am super bullish on Ethereum. I think buying one Ethereum now could argue, considering Ethereum has only been around, don't quote me on this, but what, like maybe 4 years or something? Okay, 4 or 5 years. Ethereum's in its early stages. It's arguably like buying Bitcoin when it was, I don't know, $400 or $500. Okay, so obviously I'm not saying that's a direct comparison, but somewhere in that ballpark is not unreasonable to suggest. There is a higher total supply of Ethereum, sure, but it's not a competitor of BTC. It's going to be working very closely, and it is working very closely alongside BTC, and it definitely has some serious upside potential. So it's good to see hear Kris's thoughts on Ethereum and Bitcoin for 2021. All right, folks, so that's the AMA done. Look, there was a lot of talking points there. The main takeaways for me were the fact that they're continuing to assure us that they're going to be getting involved into the lending services and the derivatives markets in 2021. Why is this really important in a nutshell? Well, it's going to enable, big money to enter the space of crypto and crypto.com specifically, okay? So people are going to be able to start doing things like futures trading, for example, is one arm of, or one branch of derivatives, all right, which is really, really cool. And the credit line is really, really great. So instead of having to top up your card every time with your bank, you're just going to be able to use your crypto as collateral. I'm not sure in terms of the interest, or what sort of interest they'll be applying to that. Yeah, that's going to be an option as well. They're going to be introducing some work in the NFT space. They've got a special announcement for the NFTs. The exchange app is going to be available hopefully in Q1, they said, which I think should be pretty good. There was no mention of the CRO price. And look, to be honest, guys, I think, the thing is with CRO, the information's there. It's 100 billion total supply CRO. You know that over the space of maybe 10, 20, 30 years, it's going to be susceptible to a bit of inflation. And it's not the best. Again, it's not the kind of coin for me personally that I'm going to be accumulating a lot of. It's the kind of coin that I'm going to be using to get benefits from, from the crypto.com app itself. But, that's my opinion. So I don't really like, too much discussion around the coin is not really that helpful. But I do think, before it does suffer from the fate of inflation with its large supply, there is going to be a few years where you are possibly going to be able to take some good profits should you do that at the right time. And I think if we focus on the fundamental core values of crypto.com and what they're doing as a business, with their mainnet, which is going to be absolutely massive, arguably their biggest announcement from this AMA, I think that's going to really just set a strong foundation for the price. So I think it's going to be some good things coming for crypto.com in 2021. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you thought about this AMA, if there's any points I missed or some points that you maybe agree with as well. I'd be really, really interested to hear your thoughts on that. If you are new to the channel, then make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, folks, peace out. I hope you enjoyed the AMA today. I appreciate that it was a bit of a long one. So, wherever you are watching in the world, I hope you have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, or night. And I shall catch you in the next video. Cheers, guys.